Hi guys, it's Tuesday. We're talking about suicide, and I've been dreading it all week long. I didn't want to do it. I still don't want to do it. The only reason I'm making this video is that hopefully somebody somewhere can get something out of it, because that's what it's about, isn't it? Like, if you're sad and you're depressed and you want to kill yourself, get out of yourself. If you think the world would be a better place without you, do something that's going to make the world a better place. The tiniest thing. Call someone and ask them how they're doing. And also, tell someone how you're feeling. Because if you're thinking about it at all, I know you risk sounding like you're weak, or you're feeling sorry for yourself, or multiple things. You risk your ego being deflated. But speaking of ego, if you don't reach out before it gets really bad, then you might not have a chance. And that's what I did when I was feeling suicidal. I told a professional, and they put me away. I was admitted for suicidal tendencies, and I got some therapy, and they put me on some medication, and they sent me on my way. But the best thing that I got out of that was it gave me time to sober up, first of all, and realize that I do want to be here. Because when you're in that state of depression, for me, when I was in that state of depression, I was delusional. I love that it gets better movement, because that's all you can really say to somebody. It gets better. I have been where you are. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling like the world would be a better place without you, I know how you're feeling. And there are lots of people that you can reach out to, like me. Or go in a discussion group. You know, you're not alone. There's these posts going around Tumblr about how joking about suicide is not okay. And I think there is a time and place for everything. I think if someone is really sad, then you shouldn't make fun of them. And if someone is asking you for help, then you should try to help them. But if you're feeling suicidal and making jokes about it helps you, joke all you want. I will laugh with you. Because I know that's one of the things that helped me. When I was feeling sad and emotional and depressed and just completely fucked up, laughing at myself and my own teeny little problems, you know, sometimes that's all you can do. I know a lot of people have lost loved ones due to suicide. I have too. But I don't think that they would want me being sad and depressed about it for the rest of my life. I think they're a bunch of assholes. I think it's one of the most selfish things you can do. Take your own life. It's not yours to take.
I have something to say. Okay. So, suicide is obviously a very serious thing. Me and Em have lost 2 friends in the last year due to suicide. And I feel like every time I think about it, you know, and like obviously most of us, I feel, well, with my personal experiences, that I've had to deal with suicidal thoughts. And this comes from anything, from bullying, from not feeling a part of, or just from just a chemical imbalance or whatever. But one of the really interesting things with suicide is that it's one of those things that you feel like you have to fight alone, and that's not the case. You know, there's so many easy things that you can do besides you know, ending your life, that you can do to kind of prevent it. You know, one thing is to talk to your friends about it. You know, if you feel that way, just talk to someone, and you're going to be able to find some help. And that's one of the weirdest parts about suicide, is that everyone feels like they have no one to turn to, but you could almost turn to anybody in your life and they'll help you out. And on top of that, there's also resources, you know, the suicide hotline, other things like that that you can reach if you ever feel that way, you know. And that's one of those things of those two people that I know that have ended their life is that one of the hardest parts was, you know, I lived with one of them for a year and I was really like best friends with him for a while. And I remember his dad at the funeral saying, you know, there were so many people at the funeral. There was got to be like 200 people, maybe more at the funeral. Everyone pitched in. There was cake. There was all these pictures. And I remember talking to my friend's dad, and then he was crying, and he was so torn up. He was so sad. And everyone had all these great things to say about him. And his dad was just crying, and he said, you know, Terry, like, I don't understand how he had all of these friends and he thought that he had no one to turn to and how he could do this kind of thing. So that's why whenever I hear someone say, you know, suicide is a selfish thing, it totally is, because there's so many people that are willing to help you, you know, strangers even, you know. And so that's why it's like whenever you feel like that's your only choice, it really isn't, you know. And I've talked to several people that have attempted suicide that have really thought about it, you know. And every single time I talk to people like that, their first immediate thing is that I'm so glad I didn't do it because I've accomplished so much that I didn't think I would have, you know? And that's all I got.
It's your responsibility to reach out for help.